Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. Today, we're plunging right into the thick of 2025 fantasy football strategy.
Yeah, we're focusing on those critical insights.
Our mission, to really arm you with what you need for your draft.
Yeah.
We're talking about uncovering those sleeper picks, the hidden gems.
Exactly. The guys who could really explode. And we'll cover the key strategies, too, to give you that edge.
We've pulled together, well, quite a stack of intel for you.
Yeah, we've looked at everything from YouTube channels like Roto Street Journal and Fantasy Football Today, plus articles from NFL.com, thescore.com, a whole range.
So we're synthesizing player breakdowns, injury updates, all that good stuff.
And the strategic wisdom, absolutely. How to navigate draft day.
So whether you're in a super high-stakes league or, just want to crush your friends.
Which is always fun.
Always. We're going to distill the key nuggets, highlight maybe some surprising facts, and, try to keep it entertaining.
Okay, let's do it. Let's get you ready for your best fantasy season.
All right, let's start with the foundation. Those crucial early-round picks. Our sources seem to show a pretty strong consensus right at the top.
Oh, definitely. The consensus is clear. Jamar Chase is #1 overall. That's in PPR and half PPR.
Okay.
And Bijan Robinson is the clear #1 running back. They're basically locked in as picks 1 and 2 for a lot of analysts.
Right. And after that, who rounds out that top tier?
After them, you're seeing names like CeeDee Lamb, Jahmyr Gibbs, Justin Jefferson, that kind of group.
Okay, now here's where it gets really interesting for me. Christian McCaffrey.
Ah, yes, CMC.
He had that injury-riddled 2023, but apparently he's healthy now. And one analyst is actually putting him top 5 overall.
Wow. Oh.
Even ahead of Barkley or Jefferson. The argument is his situation with the 49ers receivers.
Yeah.
But he's 29 for a running back.
Yeah.
Is that age a major concern?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? McCaffrey's talent is just undeniable. But you're right, the age, the injury history, it definitely adds risk.
Sure does.
Some experts, they just automatically lean younger. They want that perceived safety.
Makes sense.
But McCaffrey, his role, especially catching passes, it might not decline quite like a typical power back. It's that risk versus reward calculation.
So it's a gamble, but maybe a smart one.
Potentially. And then, look, you see Derrick Henry still going in round 2 sometimes.
Right. And he's not exactly young either.
Exactly. But that's driven by the Ravens' whole win now thing and, well, his insane consistency, almost 2,000 yards last year. It shows situation can trump age sometimes.
Okay, speaking of risks, we saw a mock draft. Someone took Josh Allen at pick 12.
Ooh, okay. Early QB.
Yeah, and one analyst really slammed that pick, said it missed out on difference makers at a thinner position. What's your thinking on taking a QB that early?
Yeah, that really highlights the whole positional value debate, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Like in full PPR leagues especially, the elite QBs, they kind of take a hit in overall rankings sometimes.
Because the other positions just score more points relative to replacement level.
Exactly. So grabbing Allen there, you're getting that, perceived safety, that high weekly ceiling. But what elite receiver or running back did you just pass up?
Right. That's the trade-off.
Yeah.
Tough call.
It's a strategic choice. Depends on your overall draft plan.
Okay, let's pivot. This is the fun stuff, right? Finding those under-the-radar running backs, the guys who can actually win you your league. Hearing some really exciting buzz.
Oh, yeah. This is where leagues are won. Okay, first up, Jaden Blue.
Jaden Blue, okay.
Some are calling him a diet Jahmyr Gibbs, which, that's pretty high praise.
Definitely. Why the comparison?
It's the elite speed, the receiving skills, and he's in what could be a top 10 offense. His ADP right now, super low. But one analyst thinks if he, rips off a 50-yarder in preseason, he could start jumping up into round 8 or 9.
Wow. Okay, so get him while he's cheap. He's a rookie, though, right? So patience needed.
Patience is key, yeah.
Yeah.
But look at that depth chart.
Yeah.
Javonte Williams. Maybe not quite the same post-injury. Yeah. Miles Sanders. Inconsistent. Blue's got that rookie upside in a good spot.
An ambiguous backfield. Perfect hunting ground.
Exactly. He's a prime target if you see that path to touches.
Okay, so if Blue is one type, what about Bashal Tutin? Similar vibe?
Very similar profile, actually. Another ambiguous backfield, but this time in Jacksonville. And he's going even later.
Cheaper still.
Oh, yeah. Often after pick 90. So incredibly cheap for the potential upside if Trevor Lawrence clicks with the new OC, Liam Cohn. Another great late-round flyer.
All right, this next one sounds kind of crazy. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, 7th-round rookie, might not even make the team, but there's buzz. What is going on there?
This is like peak fantasy sleeper stuff. Frosky Merritt, yes, 7th-rounder. But he's shown these explosive plays in preseason, had a 27-yard TD run against Cincy's starters.
Okay, that gets attention.
But here's the kicker. Reports are swirling that the Commanders are actively shopping Brian Robinson, maybe even thinking about cutting him.
Whoa.
Seriously, if that happens, suddenly Krosky Merritt could be looking at the lead early down role in a potentially good offense, with Eckler handling passing downs.
That's a massive swing.
Huge swing. It's a bold prediction for sure. But you can see the path to RB1 if those reports are true. Ultimate lottery ticket.
Okay, wow. Any other running backs catching your eye? Maybe less speculative?
Yeah, definitely. Jaylen Warren in Pittsburgh, one expert loves him, calls him their favorite Steelers running back.
Why is that? Passing game work.
Mostly that, yeah.
Yeah.
But also the potential to steal more rushing work from Najee. Good value. And then there's Zach Charbonnet.
Seattle?
Yep. Seen as a round 9 best ball target, he's viewed as 3-down workhorse capable if something happens with Kenneth Walker. Injury, contract, whatever opens the door.
So a high upside handcuff with maybe some standalone value.
Kind of, yeah. And don't forget Travion Henderson.
New England rookie.
Right. Comparisons to Gibbs again, but maybe in the stronger situation, less competition for touches there. His ADP has just shot up.
Really? From where?
Was going around 5 or 6, now he's climbing into the 3rd or 4th in some drafts. Big confidence boost.
So lots of different paths to finding these potential league winners at RB.
Exactly. Situational jumps, handcuffs, pure talent breakouts. Gotta be willing to invest later.
Okay, let's shift to wide receivers. Finding that guy who just explodes past his draft price. Huge advantage. Who's generating that kind of excitement?
Yeah, this can really change your team's ceiling. One of the biggest names buzzing as a potential steal is Emeka Egbuka.
Buccaneers rookie, right? Ohio State guy.
That's him, leading receiver in OSU history, high draft pick. But his ADP is, well, kind of bafflingly low. ADP 102, WR47.
That is low. What's the thinking there?
Well, Chris Godwin looks like he's heading to the PUP list. Bad ankle dislocation.
Yeah.
And Mike Evans isn't getting younger, so Egbuka steps into this pass-heavy offense that frankly needs another target badly.
And the camp reports.
Overwhelmingly positive, glowing, you name it. Some analysts see potential for like 130, 140 targets. Maybe even some 25-point weeks.
Wow, okay, but if he's that good, why the low price? Is it just the market catching up, or is there a risk, like Godwin coming back fast?
The ADP is definitely climbing fast now as people wise up. But yeah, the initial discount was that Godwin uncertainty. But even if Godwin comes back, it takes time to ramp up from that injury. The opportunity for Egbuka just looks massive.
Okay, that's compelling. Who else?
Another fascinating one, George Pickens. Now at the Cowboys.
Huge change scenery.
Massive. Going from Pittsburgh, who are like 29th in pass attempts, to Dallas, who are 3rd. He's the clear WR2 there now.
And he's known for those contested catches.
Exactly. Great contested catch guy, gonna be a red zone threat. And look, he put up 1,000 yards in Pittsburgh with, well, let's just say less than stellar QB play.
Right. So with Dak Prescott?
The ceiling is just incredibly high. Huge potential jump.
Okay, now this one seems to have that rookie fever label attached. To Daryl McMillan, Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, McMillan getting serious buzz. One analyst calls him a true alpha dog. He's 6'5", but moves surprisingly well for that size.
An alpha dog. So what kind of upside are we talking?
The comparison being thrown around is Drake London. In terms of potential target share, some think he could hit top 12 upside.
Top 12?
Yeah.
For a rookie going in round 6?
If he gets the volume, yeah, like 150 targets, double-digit TDs. It's possible. The hope is Bryce Young, who hasn't really had that true #1 guy, takes a leap with McMillan. It's a bet on talent meeting opportunity.
High risk, high reward again.
Definitely. And then there's Dante Thornton over with the Raiders.
Okay. What's his story?
He's being called a must-have by some. Potential wide receiver 1 upside, even though his ADP is still pretty low.
Why the hype?
Getting first-team reps, those glowing camp reports again. Some sources think he's going to be a massive star, another high-ceiling guy to grab later.
Any other receivers quickly?
Yeah, Malik Neighbors. Huge upside if he can just shake off these nagging little injuries that seem to be keeping his ADP down. And Drake London, now with Darnell Mooney hurt, he's in an unbelievable spot to just dominate targets in Atlanta.
So lots of potential league winners at receiver, too, if you pick the right spots.
Absolutely. Finding that breakout receiver can make a huge difference.
Okay, let's round things out. Tight end, quarterback. Maybe less glamorous, but finding value here is crucial, especially if you wait on these positions. Any deep sleepers standing out?
For sure. At tight end, keep an eye on Brenton Strange. Jaguars.
Evan Ingram's replacement.
Exactly. He's a late round guy, maybe round 15, maybe even undrafted. But he's the year 3 starter now in Liam Cohen's offense. Showed some flashes last year.
Flashes how?
Well, in games where he got 4+ targets, he averaged over 10 fantasy points. If he did that all season, he'd be TE 10. But he's being drafted as TE 23 right now.
Wow, that's a big gap. Huge potential value late.
Massive value. Then there's Tyler Warren, who's getting buzzed too, but going earlier.
Rounds 5-6, you mentioned.
Yeah. He's seen as a volume getter, a big target. Reports say both Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson are looking his way a lot in camp.
And that touch-push potential.
Yeah, talk of maybe 2-3 rushing TDs from that formation, a little fantasy bonus there. He's more of a mid-round investment for potential top-tier production.
And what about established guys? Like Trey McBride.
McBride's interesting. Low TDs last year held him back, but on a per-game basis, he was right near the top. Most expect positive TD regression. He's a solid round 3 pick if you want that reliable volume.
Okay. And for quarterbacks, for those of us who like to wait, any late round heroes emerging?
Well, Sam Darnold is fascinating.
Oh, first.
Look, under Kevin O'Connell last year, QB9 finish, 35 passing touchdowns. O'Connell seems to be a genuine quarterback whisperer, so Darnold late. There's potential there.
Okay, interesting reclamation project angle. Anyone else super deep?
If you really want to swing for the fences late, maybe J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah.
Rookie QB, high upside potential, basically zero draft costs, pure dart throw.
Got it. So options exist even if you punt QB.
Definitely.
All right, we've hyped up a lot of players, but just as crucial is knowing who to maybe pump the brakes on, who to avoid. Let's talk potential busts for 2025.
Yeah, this is key. Avoiding landmines is huge. A name popping up consistently as a potential bust is Zay Flowers.
Baltimore receiver.
Yeah.
Talented guy, right?
Right. Oh, talented, no doubt. But the situation, Baltimore is just a clear-cut run-first offense. They were second in rushing attempts last year, 31st in passing attempts.
Oof, that limits the ceiling.
Big time. And in the red zone, who's getting the ball? Probably Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews before Flowers. His path to high-value touches is just tough.
Makes sense. Talent versus situation again. Okay, who else? Any bigger names surprisingly on avoid lists? I heard Marvin Harrison Jr. mentioned. That seems wild.
It does sound wild given the talent and the draft capital, right? He's going as WR14 right now, finished WR30 as a rookie. But the concern from at least one analyst is that, quote, not much has improved in the offense from last year.
Same QB, same OC.
Exactly. Kyler Murray's back, the OC is back, and the team still wants to ground and pound with James Conner. The situation is seen as so limiting for passing volume that this analyst literally said they don't want MHJ on any teams.
Wow. That's a strong take against a top rookie.
It really is. Shows how much scheme and situation matter, even for elite talents. And another one getting bust talk is Chris Godwin.
Because of the injury. And Egbuka.
Precisely. That ankle dislocation was described as disgusting. Combine that with Egbuka's rise, Godwin's ADP is almost certainly going to drop, making him a clear fade for many.
Okay, so bring this all home.
Mm-hmm.
How does all this info, the sleepers, the busts, the early picks, shape our overall draft strategy for this year?
I think the key word is balance and flexibility. You need those reliable studs early on your foundation.
They're high floor guys.
Exactly. But you win leagues by hitting on that upside later. Finding those sleepers whose situations have changed, creating value others haven't caught on to yet.
So maybe taking more risks later in the draft.
Calculated risks, yeah. And tailor it to your league. Like in a 2WR league, maybe going RB heavy early makes sense. Grab 2 or 3 RBs because you feel good about finding strong WR value a bit later.
Right, adapt to the format.
Absolutely. Full PPR, you got to prioritize those pass-catching backs, guys like A-Chain, maybe despite the injury flags. And receivers get a boost. QBs maybe get docked a bit.
So know your league settings inside and out. Be ready to pivot based on how the draft board falls.
That's it, exactly. Watch the preseason closely. Keep hammering those injury reports. And don't be afraid to trust your gut and pull the trigger on an undervalued guy if the path seems clear.
Build a roster that balances that risk and reward.
Precisely. Because even the biggest names can bust, right? And those hidden gems you unearth in the later rounds, those are often the guys who carry you to a championship.
What a fantastic deep dive. Seriously, we've covered so much ground from the top consensus guys to those really intriguing late sleepers. And yeah, the potential pitfalls to watch out for.
It really comes down to connecting those dots, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The shifting ADPs, the injury impacts, how the offensive scheme really unlocks or sometimes limits a player.
Huh.
But knowing it is one thing.
Applying it is the key.
That's it. Skillful application.
So as you're all getting ready for your drafts, maybe the question to ask yourself is, Who is that player? That unheralded guy, maybe buried on a depth chart right now or coming off a weird year. Who's poised to be your league-winning breakout?
And are you willing to make that calculated gamble? Maybe go against the grain a little bit to get him.
Critical thinking, like
Yeah.
you said. Essential with all the noise out there.
Yeah, go use these insights, adapt them. But always keep learning, keep looking at different angles. That's how you get better.
Absolutely. Well, until next time, keep that curiosity fired up, everyone. And seriously, good luck with your drafts.